until we find the place where we have to turn around.
Are you filming me?
Just for a minute. This is Johannes warming up. It's Saturday, August 24, 2013. We're getting ready to go to the beach and send this to say hello to Val and John. Here's a quick view of the yard and the exercise that's waiting for Janet a little later in the fall. We have arrived by car, getting ready to go. Getting out of the car, looking at the scenery on the other side of the road. I'm going to go a little bit closer up to some of it. This is the view on the other side of the road. I wanted to make sure to get some of these rose hips. Before the hurricane, there were Rosa rugosa with rose hips and roses at the same time on the beach side of the road as well, but now they're mostly left over here, which was on the far side of the incoming waves. Here you see some of the beautiful swamp reeds that grow around here all over the. Now I turn to look at the beach, which is going to be the subject of the video, really. I'm going to just take a panoramic view up and towards the sun. Can't go much farther. There's no vegetation growing here yet. That's the little shack where they have the restrooms and stuff. Here's some of the vegetation that's starting to grow again. They've planted some dune grass, and there's a couple of Rosa rugosa and some of the normal weed. One of the things I love at this time of year, towards the end of the summer, is all the different things that are growing. There's a little bit of sort of mustard, yellow mustard, Rosa rugosa, a little bit of grass flower. And the roses are still blooming right in along with the rose hips. I'm just trying to show you all the beachy stuff, like this boardwalk leading in, little boardwalks they've got. The shadows in the sand, making patterns from people and bicycles and stuff. There are virtually no waves today. One of the really nice things here at Mackerel Cove often is the waves on this rather flat sandy beach. And of course there's always a variety of sand castles, sometimes partially washed away. Here's a view looking from the water back towards the road where the cars are parked. I'm going to go right down to the water so that Val and John can see the water, because this is supposed to be all about nature. Nature. Beautiful, beautiful nature. On a beautiful day. And I think you'll recognize this character, who's occupying himself while I take the video. You don't have to look at me. And come join you.
That's a good idea.
Here, just walk up to me and then I'll put it away. Say hello to Val and John.
Hello, Val. We love you.
I forgot to take the sky. The sky today is beautiful. We thought it would be closer to the sunset. There's a nice black-winged seagull sitting there on the telephone pole. See, you couldn't really see this part of the view when I was taking it strictly against the sun. Now you get a better idea of the farm over there and the woods. This is the far end of the beach. We're headed there. The way the water breaks, even when it's quiet. The way the sand is in ripples that make patterns under the water. The way the water shapes it. The edges of the waves. Here's the silhouette of the sky and the shrubbery down towards the end of the beach. Beautiful sky, probably going to have a sunset tonight, which we don't usually have. We'll try this view. Here you have the ducks, the Indian maiden. I'm going to show you her in a minute or two, I hope. And way out at sea is a sail. So here we have the rocks. When it's high tide, we're walking right up among these, or right next to them anyway. It's kind of a pretty part of the end of the beach. Here's Johannes turning around for about the 20th time. He's filling in while I'm taking the pictures. Usually I'm walking behind him. So I'm going right down to the end where it tapers off. We have fun kind of competing to walk as close to the end as possible, sometimes through seaweed, sometimes through sand, sometimes through rocks, until we find the place where we have to turn around. Now, I'll try to get you the Indian maiden. We're getting some rocks in between. Well, that gives you the idea on the Indian maiden. Her nose is kind of going up in the air there, and her hair is starting to go back down into the water. She changes with the tide. She's best at low tide. And if we'd be a little farther up the road, that would be a good time to see her. Right now, I guess I can do a little more than just point her out. Behind on the horizon there, if you can see it, the house with the cupola is called Horsehead. Summer home of the founder of the Babson Institute of Business, I believe, long ago. Okay, now we turn and head up the beach going home with the faithful Johannes. Okay, dear. I'll start hopelessly walking back again.
What?
I said I'll start hopelessly walking back again. Yeah, ready, set.
But put your camera away and safe.
Open on some little sandpipers here. It's so hard to get them. But one of the fun things about a video camera is you can see them on the move. There they go. kind of pretty, the colors of the family and the dog, and everybody's bathing suits, and the sun is shining very nicely on them all. There goes Johannes heading toward the far end of the beach. You might say the near end, but the other end. Now the sun is starting to set. Johannes is over there heading out to the end of the beach near town. You begin to get the golden light on the buildings going out to the point there. And I'm heading, hopefully, for one more little sandpiper picture before we're done. Just in case you're homesick for seaweed. Here's a little seaweed in the setting, in the sunlight, going out to the water. It's not very spectacular seaweed today, but it makes its own kind of a pattern all over the beach. I'm going to, so to speak, waste some footage trying to get these sandpipers who are so elusive. They don't really love it when you get very near to them. So this might be a bit of a waste here. You can see their little stomachs shining in the sun. I have 4 of them. I don't know if you can see all 4. They're finding something to eat here. Their little tails and stomachs. We're leaving these 2. We're heading down to the other group. From Johannes' point of view, I'm walking very slowly to the end of the beach. So, good night. I think this is it. Now that the sun is starting to slant, you can see these rather odd streaks made in the sand, which is made by the movement of the waves, almost like a little corduroy road, only the streaks are about a yard or more apart. We're heading down to the rocky end here. Johannes has done his turn. He's coming back toward me again. And my shadow is walking toward him. Maybe we can get one final smile through the dark glasses just to say goodbye. Hold on, sorry about that. Say goodbye to the beach, the rose hips, the sunlight, the day. With best wishes, Janet and Johannes.